Well, good morning, my friend. Welcome to the Pastors Podcast. It is good to have you with me on this Monday morning as we get going into the month of November. What a great start to the month of November yesterday at our church. Nothing special going on, but God filled the house. Good night. Yesterday morning, it was packed out. Souls saved, people baptized, and someone joining the church. I enjoyed that. Glad about that. And then just God speaking to the heart of people and helping them in both morning and evening service, and always excited about the Lord doing a work in the lives of people and what he's doing. Certainly a great day. And now 8 more Sundays left in this year to try to make them count for Christ. And boy, how we need to work it. We need to work it, and I hope that you do. Now, today, I'm flying out to Reno, Nevada to be with my good friend, Pastor Randy Ralston, be preaching at the Lighthouse Baptist Church there. If you happen to be in the area, both tonight and tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, I think it's 7 o'clock, call the church to find out. I'll be preaching there. Looking forward to being with him. I've known Brother Ralston for years. What a great, faithful friend that he's been. And I'm looking forward to getting to see him and his family. And always a joy to be around Brother Ralston. What a great man of God he is. And I'm thankful that he and I have been friends all these years. Well, today, I want to talk about appointed seasons. In Numbers chapter 9, verse 3, it says, "In the 14th day of this month at even, ye shall keep it in his appointed season, according to all the rites of it, and according to all the ceremonies thereof shall ye keep it." Now, God has appointed seasons for everything. The seasons of the year are appointed by God for a reason. God had an appointed season for the Passover to be observed. God expected his people to observe this Passover at its appointed season because it was critical for them to show their faith that God would send his only begotten Son to be the sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice for all of mankind. Now, imagine if the people of Israel decided to skip the Passover. Let's just say that they did not see the importance of this appointed season. So instead, they planned a vacation during the time that the Passover was planned. Let's just say that they say that their place of employment asked them to miss the Passover so that they could work overtime to make more money to help the place of employment catch up on its orders, or to help you to get more of your bills paid. Had anyone done this, they would have jeopardized their eternity. Now, I point this out because it seems we live in days when God's people are careless about God's appointed seasons. Let me illustrate. Every Sunday and every midweek service is an appointed season by God for his people to be in church. Now, God commands his people to be in church 3 times a week. God commands us not to forsake the assembling of ourselves together. And he gives us examples in the scriptures of Sunday morning, Sunday night, and midweek services. These are all in the scriptures. This means to miss a service is to miss an appointed season that God has planned for his children to meet with him. Moreover, revival meetings or conferences that your church puts on is a time that God expects you to be at church. Now, follow me. God speaks to the pastor about events he wants planned throughout the year. So if your pastor has planned a conference or revival meeting, then God expects you to meet with him. This is an appointed season because God speaks to the church through the pastor. And if the pastor feels like we need to have this, then that becomes an appointed season of God. Furthermore, you should be there when your pastor plans special days or campaigns because that's an appointed season. God speaks to the pastor again about what he wants the church to do. And one of those things that God wants the church to do is to have a big push or have a campaign every year. Now, these big days and campaigns are God's appointed seasons for you to attend and to be involved in. Now, it does not matter if you don't think these appointed seasons are essential. You say, but preacher, I just don't see it the same way the preacher does. That's not the point. The fact that God set them makes them essential for your fellowship with him. Just because you don't feel a church service or a revival meeting is essential to your life does not change God's importance of it. If God appointed the church, now get this now, If God appointed the church service himself, then I would hope that you would think that being in church for every service is essential. If God appointed a season through your pastor to have a special conference, a revival meeting, or a push, or a big campaign, I would hope that you would see the emphasis for you to be there. Now, not to be at God's appointed seasons in your life is to show a hardened heart towards God. Simple as that. Many miss God's miracles because he wants to show them because they've missed an appointed season that he has set up. Now, if you want God to work in your life greatly, in your family greatly, and you want God's favor on your life, then you'd be wise to show up at his appointed seasons, the church services, the campaigns, the revival meetings, the conferences, the pushes that your church has. You'd be wise to show up. It never fails, never fails. Every year I give out our church calendar at the beginning, even before the year begins. In fact, our 2026 calendar is going to be coming up here real soon. You're going to be giving it out. And I have on that calendar all the events. I have our OPAS conference. I have our missions conference. I have our teen revival. I have our VBS. I have our campaigns all on the calendar when they're going to be. Now, you would think people would say, I want to be there. You know what's amazing to me? People don't care. Some people just don't care. And I'm not saying all. I'm saying just some. And because they don't care, they're missing God's appointed season. What they're telling God is, God, I don't care what you do. I don't care what you tell the preacher to do. I want to do my own thing. If I want to be God, I'm going to be God. Let me tell you what I would do. I would plan everything around that appointed season. We have a man in our church, and his wife has passed away since, but he and his wife, their anniversary always fell on the dates of the OPAS conference. But you know what they would do? They would wait till the week after to celebrate it. And I appreciated that. And I think not only did I appreciate it, I think God appreciated that. You know why? Because they were giving reverence to God in his appointed seasons. Now, I think it's time that God's people get a reverence of God in his appointed seasons, to be in church Sunday morning, Sunday night, and midweek service, to go to the church's conferences every service, not just one or two, all of them, to be there for a revival meeting, to be there for the campaigns or a big day. Just be there. And my friend, when you show up at those appointed seasons, this is what you're going to find. God's going to be pleased. And God's going to say, you know what? I think I want to bless someone like that. What a way that you and I can show God that we love him, showing up at the appointed seasons. I hope this is a help to you today. And I hope this will challenge you to be faithful to all of these things in your church. Well, let's have a good day today. Now, if you're in the Reno areas, come hear me tonight. Reno, Nevada, at Lighthouse Baptist Church, Brother Ralston. Tonight, tomorrow night, you be there. And then remember today, be good to everyone. Everyone's having a tough time. Have a great day.